Konnichiwa, y'all, and welcome to the 10 at 10 for November 21st of 2024. Guys, our Black Friday sale is live. Take advantage of those deals. There's new deals adding every single day leading up to Black Friday.
Yeah, so all the sales that are listed today, they'll actually be off tomorrow, and a new sale will be on tomorrow. So pay attention each and every day to the sales. There's a bunch of killer Japanese maples and other rare trees. They'll be on sale each and every day, all the way to Cyber Monday in December.
Killer! All right, guys, let's get into it. We've got Acer Calico.
Calico is an upright Japanese maple with a calico of fall colors in the fall. You get a plethora of yellows, oranges, and reds all in the tree all at once.
5 to 6 foot in 10 years. Great spring color as well. Kind of gets a malting pink color in the spring. Absolutely love this tree. Great for containers. Going to work zones 5 through 9. Small to medium size overall. Really nice for bonsai as well because of that small compact leaf and compact habit.
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is an amazing selection with great fall color. If you're looking for a tree that's going to have some dynamic colors in the fall, look no further than Calico. It's one of the ones that will really grab your attention, and it's one that when you put it in the garden, you're going to fall in love with it more each and every year. Y'all, next up, we've got Acer Sakushi Gata. And this is one of the deepest, darkest red Japanese maples. Gives us like this deep burgundy color with a little bit of like brick red color in there. And then typically you get some green kind of stemming to this, giving good color contrast between the two colors.
Sakushi Gata is typically around 10 foot in 10 years. Great development on this tree. Very much a full canopy to this. A 10-foot tall tree could have a 6 to 8 foot kind of spread to it. Lovely color. That chocolate color really adds a lot to this one. It's almost a chocolatey, lavendery brown. It's really so dark that it adds so much to the landscape. In comparison to something like Hot Blonde or Summer Gold, some of those yellows are going to look absolutely amazing playing off this. I love the fall colors too. It goes through so many different changes. And that green stem and Tim mentioned really adds a little something extra to that dark foliage.
Yeah, and you pair this with something like those yellows or something that's a weeping, like a Golden Falls or a Yellow Cascade, and you're going to really play off the dynamics and the shape, the structure, and the colors as well. As you see the fall color coming in, you really get some nice oranges to reds in the fall with Sakushi Gata. I mean, to me, this is one of those classic Japanese maples that isn't appreciated enough. I think a lot of people who collect Japanese maples and they have Sakushi Gata, it's often one of their favorites. It's one that should be used more frequently.
All right, guys, next up, we got Sugga Canadensis Pendula.
Yeah, this is a weeping native selection of a hemlock that just has a really nice cascading form. It's very popular because of its evergreen habit, its unique structure, and being a hemlock, it's actually a conifer that can handle a little more shade.
This one's going to work zones 4 through 8, typically around 6 foot in 10 years. I do like to stake it for the shape, so you can play with the shape a good bit on this one. Much like Ryusun, you want to stake it up at first, try to get a good central leader started. Really just let it accentuate from there and kind of weep down. And you can kind of play with these and manipulate the shapes of them a good bit. I've seen people kind of grow them over a rock or around a structure. So you can kind of get creative with this in the landscape. But it's a conifer that's really going to go out and add a lot of texture as well as color in the garden.
Yeah, and for me, this is probably one of our most popular conifers we do. When we list them, they sell out really quickly. And it's been that way ever since we first started carrying Sugga Canadensis Pendula. Do check out quickly because many of these will sell out today.
All right, bro, what do we got next?
Guys, next up, we got Squiggles.
All right, this is a dwarf white pine. Really cool. Typically 3x3, more of a small globe shape on this one. We listed as 2 foot tall, 3 foot wide, but more of that round kind of globe overall. Absolutely love the color and texture on this one. That unique tuft look gives this one the Squiggles name. Kind of has a curly look to it. It's a white pine that's going to add a lot of texture to the garden.
Yeah, the squiggling appearance sort of gives it something a little bit extra. It makes it feel almost animal-like. Its small stature makes it great for small places in the garden. I love the strobuses. They give you that blue color in the landscape and that sort of blue-green color that's year-round. Goes so well with many Japanese maples. These
are going to work zones 3 through 8. Great container plant. Really makes a nice topper for a big planter because of that round kind of globe shape to it. And I love the textures. There's a whole series. I think there's a whole Squiggles, Wiggles. There's a whole bunch of these guys. Absolutely love Squiggles. They're probably the most unique one in the landscape.
Yeah, and make sure you give it plenty of good drainage. Conifers, you don't want to overwater them. That's really critical with Japanese maples, but it's especially critical with the pines.
Guys, next up we got Pis Mugo Sunshine.
Yeah, this is probably our most popular Mugo pine. I mean, this is a variegated dwarf compact selection that is just super showy.
Typically 3x3 as well. Nice compact, dense habit to it. Absolutely love the variegation on this one. You can get some crazy yellows going on in the middle, kind of gives that banded look. really a showstopper. Sunshine lives up to the name because it will really brighten up a garden.
I know Talon has one of these planted not too far away from the biggest macawa in the world, and this was one of the first pines that really drew me in. You know, I'm sitting here looking at this giant macawa at Buckholt's nursery, and I look down and see this beautiful specimen of Sunshine, and I'm just like, this thing's out of the world. And it's awesome because it's variegated, it's evergreen. To me, it's a next level conifer.
These are going to work zones 5 through 8, guys. Grab you an awesome variegated Mugo pine today on Mr. Maple. Let's bring back Acer Palmatum, Amber Ghost.
Amber Ghost is one of the best fall colors of any of the Ghost series. And to me, it has a good upright structure and gives you some of that ghost-like reticulation.
Many informed people would say this is the best one of the Ghost series.
We did a whole podcast on Matt and I and Talon Buckholtz's listing of our Buckholtz Nursery Ghost series introductions.
Tim did get the incorrect answer by saying that Amber Ghost isn't number 1 of all the Ghost series. But it is, because it has the best fall color, it has the best structure, it has the best growth rate. All around, I think Amber Ghost, the best ghost of the original Ghost series. Fall color is unrivaled, guys. That brilliant fiery red can rival Fire Glow, and I love that weird amber spring color. It's like nothing else in the landscape.
I had Amber Ghost at number 2. Check out that podcast to figure out what I put at number 1. But Amber Ghost, it's a rock star.
Hey, it's okay to be off by 1.
Amber Ghost is an amazing upright selection with good amber colors in the spring, and it's possibly the most heat tolerant of the Ghost series as well.
It actually is my favorite of the Ghost series. We got it in. I said it's my favorite, and you said it's a rock star in the same video. Guys, love this one. Typically over a foot of growth a year, and like I said, best structure in the Ghost series. That part is a fact. When Talon goes through genetics for breeding, he looks through Amber Ghost seedlings because they have some of the best structure and vigor of any of the reticulated forms. I absolutely love this one. Now that amber hue in the spring just puts it over the top. These are going to work zones 5 through 9. Give them some late day shade in the hotter zones to push that spring amber hues further into the summer. All right, Tim, what do we got next?
Next up, we've got Acer Palmatum, Aaki.
Guys, this one's a fun one. Our friend Neil Ramsey came up with this one. We actually sent it out to Buckholtz before we bought the place, and Talon got it into production. He liked it a lot. Great colors on this one. I've had some yellows. I've also had a spring green with a red-pink border around the leaf, too. I absolutely love this tree. Great size on these 1 gallons, too. Typically a 4x4, kind of a low cascading umbrella shape.
Yeah, if you push this out in the sunlight, especially in the south, you get more of that yellow-green color. What Talon really liked about it was a consistent fall color, and he got some really nice tangerine oranges in the fall out of this. And that's what Aaki can do. It's a selection, like I said, by Neil Ramsey, also known as Neil Facillo. And I'm telling you, this tree, this lace leaf, it's next level.
Former president of the Conifer Society. He has a stage name as well as a non-stage name, actor, so he uses his acting name there too. Great guy, awesome plant, and I think you're going to love this one. If you hadn't grown it already, find out what everybody's talking about with Aaki. We bring it back pretty frequently here on Mr. Maple. Absolutely great plant, though. All right, y'all, let's bring back the Dragon Claw, Acer Subuldianum Shiryu no Sume.
Yeah, Claw of the Dragon is an accurate way to describe the leaves. The leaves are deeply divided, and it's very unique for an Acer Subuldianum. To me, this has a really nice upright structure and some good fall color.
This one's fun. It almost gives you that bamboo-like feel for a Subuldianum in the garden. You get that elongated leaf. The leaf structure is great. I've had brilliant oranges to reds on this one. Some of my favorite years, though, I've had this whole thing stand out as a bold orange. Durable, a little bit more cold tolerant than Japanese maples, most of them, like the Palmatums being a Subuldianum. Absolutely a showstopper for the leaf structure. I love the leaf structure on this one. Claw of the Dragon, perfect name for this. Really showy. Typically around 6 to 8 foot in 10 years. Going to work zones 5 through 9. Again, a little bit more durability in that zone 5 for these zone 5 people, being that's a Subuldianum. I absolutely love the structure of this. Nice upright vase-shaped tree. And the texture really is what this one adds a ton of. I have this one in my garden, and I've got it planted next to a big islet and some other plants. Just really admiring the texture differences, and I love when this hits its primary bold orange in the fall. I mean, I've had it be more red too, but I've had it hit some just exquisite shades of orange.
Now, this is a selection that's only been in the United States for 10 or 12 years. I mean, it's a fairly newer introduction in the United States, and it's one that, you know, was the holy grail for me for a while trying to chase after, because it is very unique for an Acer Subuldianum. We have a full podcast on Acer Subuldianum, so you go check that out as well.
Release the dragons! All right, a few of y'all might like this one. We bring it back from time to time. We've got the Batwing Maple, guys. We are bringing back Acer Pictum Usugumo.
Yeah, Usugumo, the Batwing Maple. This is one of the most popular trees we list, so get ready to check out quickly today. It will sell out. Usugumo has a batwing style leaf, so it's got a little bit larger leaf to it, and it has this white sort of sand dusting, unique swirling variegation to it that is pretty unique and special that you really only find in Usugumo.
It's creepy, but in a good way. Like, it's got the good, creepy, weird swirling going on. I love this leaf. Large batwing style foliage. Really a nice tree, but typically 8 to 10 foot in a 10-year period. We have one in our landscape now. It's probably reached around 14 feet. It is a showstopper, guys. Give this one some late day shade in your hotter zones. Going to work zones 5 through 9. Pictums are super durable, though. And if you can give this one some late day shade, you'll get more of that weird swirling going on, that big batwing style leaf. Probably the quintessential Batwing Maple, though. I mean, for that size of foliage to variegation, absolutely love how this one looks. The foliage can rival some Japonicums in size, too. It gets pretty big for a leaf shape. Really cool. I've had oranges and reds on this one in the fall. Really one of the best Pictums you can be growing, though. Usugumo. All right, y'all, we've got, last but not least, some great sizes in Acer Palmatum Dragon Tears.
Now, Dragon Tears is a unique, very uniquely shaped red upright Japanese maple with a spreading out habit that sort of curls downward and arches.
Named by Cindy and Ray Jackson, good friends of ours. Same guy who named the Rising Sun Redbud. Guys, this one, if you're thinking of it being a red Ryusin, you might be a little disappointed, but it's a great plant. Think of it more like a Murayama. It's upright but weeping, so you'll get some of that cascading branching, but kind of arching up as well. One of my favorite one of these was in Cindy Bowles' garden. We did a little cultivar highlight of it there in Cindy Bowles' garden. Great structure once you understand what this one does. Absolutely phenomenal plant. Not quite as distinctly weeping as Ryusin, but awesome in the landscape. Great fall colors, great deep reds. I've had orangey red fall colors. I know it's one of Brian Rule's favorite trees that he was growing in Oklahoma because of the heat tolerance, but also that fall color.
I know Cindy was shocked whenever we could just see a specimen of it, and we just knew exactly what it was. And that's because this Dragon Tears is very unique on its shape. I mean, the way it sort of undulates and creates this sort of unique habit with its spreading out branches makes a very much an individual in the garden. And it grabs your attention, and it gives you good red color that you love with something like a blood goat as well. It's really fun, the undulating shape that Dragon Tears has.
Undulating is awesome. Guys, that's just 10 of the 20. There's a secret 20 trees. You're going to have to sign up on MrMaple.com for the weekly emails. Those go out on Tuesdays and Thursdays to see the other 10. This is the 10 at 10, but there's actually 20 trees dropping a day at 10 a.m. Eastern on Mr. Maple. And don't forget, there's some incredible deals. It's already past 9 a.m. The new things are up. Go check that Black Friday sale right now. Some prices are going to blow you away. There's some prices like, well, some of the ones I heard yesterday, I was like, are we even sure we want to sell it that cheap? Some amazing deals on our Black Friday sales leading up to the pinnacle, which will be Black Friday. So guys, we appreciate you shopping on Mr. Maple.
Take care.
God bless.
And have a great day.